do this little unpacking moment, right? So, now you saw the post that I just shared about how suffering is highly addictive. Um, I feel like the bulk of what I've been saying these past few days is literally, is literally talking about releasing this energy, right? So I'm so grateful, you know, to be a person who lives authentically because I align with other people who are also living authentically, right? Who are also connected to the divine and they're receiving these same downloads, you know, on authenticity and how you can effectively heal yourself and truly ascend, right? Um, so yeah, that's what I just wanted to unpack that post, right? Think about think about how strong addictions really are. Think about this. Think about people. It's like, you know how somebody can get hold to a drug, a very, very strong drug, and they might get hooked on that one experience. Not everybody's different. But this is the reality of energy. That's literally what it's like. Um, man, uh and you have to consider, you know, your hormonal reactions to these energies, right? And that's what solidifies the addiction, right? Getting your adrenaline rushing and you know all of this stuff that's connected, that's all interconnected with you encountering these energies. So it's very, very important. It's important. Like it's critical to your health for you to release this trauma, release the energy from these experiences. mm, 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 mm. I'm going to reshare a post that, you know, when I was talking about this, I'm going to reshare this post because, like I said, a lot of people, you know, in the conscious community are at a place where um, they get to the degree when they release individuals, they cut off connections, they cut people off, but they don't sever that energy. They don't sever the energy that was connected with those people. You know, it's only one step to remove yourself from that person, to cut these people off, right? That's only one step. But you have to also remove yourself from the energy attached to it, the energetic imprint. Yeah, and that's why a lot of people still find themselves like, you know, facing this dilemma when they're like, man, I don't want to I don't want to interact with people. No. In actuality, you are supposed to be able to stand alone, but also be a social creature. You have to understand that when you experience these connections that are not aligned with what it is that you feel like you want, what it is that you deserve, there's something to learn from it. I always say every individual, every person is a school of information or knowledge. Every single person is a school. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to go to these universities. You don't have to go to that to really learn life principles and life lessons that you need. You get to learn it every day. Every day you encounter another human being, it's an opportunity to learn something. I don't care if it's to learn energies that you should not replicate, energies that you need to be aware of, because we're all mirrors, right? So, oh my goodness, Spirit is really, really cautioning, not just cautioning us, but truly, you know, giving us that extra, like that last push, right? So that we can really process this. So if you're experiencing some fucked up shit right now, like take yourself out of it, step outside of it, and truly analyze it from a higher mind, right? Don't get so taken away by your emotions that you forget, you know, the lessons, right? That you forget the lessons, that you forget your study guide, that you have had a study guide and you've been studying, that you've had practice, that you've taken the test before and you failed the test. So you're familiar with the test. You're familiar with the purpose of it, right? So don't just familiarize yourself with the low vibrational emotions that come from these kind of experiences. Don't just familiarize yourself with that alone. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's what you call a self-defeating prophecy. That's what you call self-sabotage. You can't just live your life. You're not supposed to live your life from just one source of your energy. Really consider how complex you are. You have body's intelligence. You have a psyche. You have your spiritual intelligence. You know, you have your emotional intelligence. You have all these different aspects of your body. You're supposed to eventually integrate all of that energy. That's what's going to have you more aligned with the divine when you're making decisions regarding your life, regarding these connections, regarding your judgment, your intuition, your discernment. That's how you have to integrate every aspect of your being. You can't just be living this life solely from your flesh. You can't just be living this life solely from your emotions. You can't just be living this life solely from your mind. You have to integrate it all of it, all of it, all of it. That's what's going to have you make the most aligned decisions. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. There's no good morning. There's no good morning. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Grand Revolution. Seriously. Seriously. Because suffering is addictive. Why do you think these people that we encounter, and it doesn't matter how much you try to reason with them, why do you think insanity is something that exists? Why do you think that's even a thing? When people say you can't reason with insanity. You can't, you know why? Yes, you are supposed to share what you learn. You are supposed to say these things to someone, right? But the whole time you speaking to these people, saying this and saying it, making these declarations, right? You need to be listening to yourself. Make sure you're always consciously listening to yourself and applying what you're saying, okay? You have to. You have to. Because at the end of the day, you can only control yourself. You can only control yourself amidst the changes around you, amidst what other people are doing. You can only truly change yourself. That's going to be the lasting change. That's it. You have dominion over you. You are supposed to have dominion over you. Grand Rising. Grand Revolution. But no, move away. Move away from anything that looks like suffering. Move away from these phrases. Move away from it. It's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to grieve. There's a time to celebrate. I'm trying to think what this concept about the steps of the grieving process, right? How you experience denial and making excuses and, you know, all of these steps. Stop getting stuck in steps. Stop getting stuck. Y'all, stop getting stuck. That's addiction. That is possession. They all go hand in hand. Hand in hand. You can't be discouraged by your relapse. You can't be discouraged. You can't be discouraged. You know how many people had to break addictions and they experience relapses? Everybody don't make it. Everybody don't make it out. Some people are overcome by those relapses. Some people are determined to overcome the relapses, which you have to choose. You have to choose. It's not a matter of people moving around for you to make shit more custom and for you, or to compromise for you. It's a matter of you compromising for yourself. It's a matter of you moving some things around within yourself for yourself. Those experiences, it wasn't against you. It wasn't. It was for you. It's very true. Don't take it lightly when people say this. It's very true. It's for you. It's happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you. Those with an ear to hear will hear. But don't get so wrapped up. Don't get so wrapped up in trying to pour into a source where it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to register when you want it to register. It's not supposed to register within that person. Pay attention to how much you're repeating yourself. Pay attention to how long you're choosing to suffer, trying to pour into someone who doesn't have the capacity to hold what you're pouring into them. Pay attention to you being drafted into repeating cycles that you're not supposed to. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Because everybody's not the same. Somebody gonna get a hit of that drug and they'll be addicted instantly. Some people get a hit of the drug and they're fine. It'll take a few interactions with it before they get hooked. Everybody is different. Learn yourself. Learn your natal chart. Learn about yourself. Reflect over your life and your experiences, your mind, your mentality, how you view your perception. Pay attention to yourself, your spiritual DNA, so that you can know how susceptible you are to being addictive to energies. Learn yourself. Know yourself. Know yourself. Because we can call it all kind of things. We can call it all kind of things. We can call it the Walking Dead. People that we feel like are asleep. We can call it all kind of things. Even in our journey, even though we may come into certain knowledges and stuff like that, that doesn't mean you're still not caught up in old cycles. So remember, just because you made a step and you cut the person off, or you removed yourself from these narcissistic people and family members and friends, okay, that's amazing. That's only one step. That's only one step. When a person is healing from an addiction, it's steps required to maintain that. You have to maintain it. You have to make sure you're solid and being removed from that addiction. Because at any moment you can relapse. You will be triggered. There will be temptation of that same addiction. That energy. It will be. It will be. And it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Because the Most High needs to make sure. The Most High is trying to help you. Trying to help you solidify your healing. Ground your healing so that it is long lasting. Long lasting. You know, some people die from when they relapse. Not everybody make it out of their relapse. And you don't want that to be you. You don't want that to be you. Thank you. Because, you know what? Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to share this. Because telling stories, real authentic life stories, is what really helps a lot of people heal. When they see somebody who's not being defeated by these things, a person who can truly be vulnerable and authentic about this, right? So let me tell you, last night I got into a fight last night. I got into a fight last night with somebody very dear to me, somebody I really, really love. But the reality is, this person don't love themselves. That's the reality. That's the reality. This person is addicted to suffering. They're addicted to suffering. And the more I pour into them, the more I pull back from them, right? It's almost like I was a drug for them. You know how an addict will literally turn against the very people that love them just because they're not enabling their addictive behaviors anymore. That's been happening to me the past few weeks because I've been recognized it. And even though, you know, I've been telling this person, hey, you need to walk away because I don't know what you think is going to happen, but it's not going to be you pulling me down. It's not going to be me going backwards. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be that. Either you're going to come with me, come up, or it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, man, Spirit, help me put this into words. Y'all got bruises on my body right now. I have bruises on my body right now. This is the reality of trying to fight other people's demons when you're a divine person. This is the reality. That's why I had that message for y'all. From real life experience. That's how I got that download. If you don't speak your truth, if you don't own your truth, if you don't gain control over this trauma, over these transgressions to your soul, to your body, to your mind, if you don't gain control over that, speak up about it, own that shit, don't feel ashamed about it, don't worry about appeasing other people's reputation, don't worry about trying to salvage other people's image. You have to release this energy, because if not, you're holding it and you're going to give birth to it somehow. If you don't take control of it, of your vessel, if you're not the operator of your vessel, and you don't take over and speak your truth, regardless of how ugly it is, regardless of how uncomfortable it is, regardless of how shameful it may feel, if you don't speak your truth, those inner demons are going to express itself one way or another. One way or another. And somebody can get hurt. Because they're not playing with you. They're not playing with you. So while you're trying to babysit your inner demons, while you're trying to babysit your inner conflicts, they're not playing with you. They're not playing with you. They're not here for that. They're here to overthrow you. The one who's supposed to be in the operating system, in your mind, governing you. They're here to overthrow that. They're here to bear rule over your vessel, over you. And they're going to be expressed. They're going to be expressed. Think about people who do the most gruesome acts and crimes. Those demons are going to be expressed. A lot of those people, they're not, they either don't have spaces or they can truly, you know, express themselves. And what the hell does that even mean? What does that even mean? Excuses. Excuses. You don't need an audience. You don't need an audience for you to release these inner demons, for you to speak up. Write it down. Write it down. But you don't let the people who's transmitted and transferred these demonic imprints onto you, you don't let them silence you. You don't compromise to appease their image. You don't compromise with them to appease their reputation. If these people, stop protecting the very energies that are here to destroy you, to steal from you, to kill you. Stop protecting it. Stop protecting it. Like I said on the other video, at this point, your body is more intelligent. A lot of people's bodies are more intelligent than every other aspect of their being. The body has intelligence. There's a such thing as emotional intelligence. And the body is always detoxing. The body is always detoxing. It's supposed to anyway. It's supposed to anyway. And you see so many manifestations of when there's cloggedness going on. When there's barriers and blockages going on within that body. You see so many manifestations. Do you want to be fattened? Do you want to be fattened with inner demons? Festing on you? Parasitic? Causing you to be parasitic? You know how some people are obese and they're still malnutrition. Grand Rising. Grand Revolution. Grand Breakthrough. Grand Integrating. Grand Spiritual Awakening. Grand Grounding. You got to separate yourself from these addictions. And every extension of it that people have developed from their addiction, from their lower self, from their traumas. These phrases that we pass around to one another. Words are spells. Words are magic. Ain't nothing good about it. Ain't nothing good about mourning. There's nothing good about mourning. There's nothing good about it. Grand rebirth. How about that? How about that? Grand awakening. Grand rise. Grand enlightenment. What other things can we associate with the sun coming up? Grand revitalization. What other things can we associate with the sun coming up? But we have to disassociate ourselves from repeating word spells that are not serving our higher selves. We have to. We have to unpack that. You have to unpack that. Because a lot of people are suffering from their subconscious, from the energetic imprints from their past memories. You're suffering. You're addicted to the energy. You got rid of the person. You got away from the people. You got away from the circumstance. But you're still holding on to the energy. Because even though you did that, you feel too ashamed to open up and share with people your truth. You feel too ashamed about it. You feel embarrassed. You feel humiliated. How the hell could I get myself in a situation like this? How the hell could I get myself involved with somebody like, how the hell could I allow this to happen? I'm so stupid. I'm so this. I'm so that. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're a beautiful soul who loves people genuinely. Y'all, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Because I feel it. I feel this energy. It's not just happening with me. It's not just happening with me. Truly ask yourself, like, tears, crying is always associated with releasing energy. Why are you suppressing your tears? Why are you suppressing your truth? It's not going to leave you. You're going to find yourself being triggered. You're going to find yourself constantly circling back to these same energies. I don't care if you have I don't care if you have a grand week. I don't care if your whole week is amazing. If you're still not owning and speaking your truth and releasing this energy, you're going to relapse. You are more than likely to relapse. And you shouldn't be discouraged by those moments of relapse. You should not. If you're going to keep going as if keep trying to harbor this information and stay silent about it, why not keep going and keep talking about it? Release it. Pass it. You know how many people have waste sitting in their colon? That's from months ago, from years of waste sitting in their colon. Pay attention. Pay attention to the teachers that you have. Pay attention to the teachers that are available to you. Your body. Your body. Don't get so stuck on, oh, your dad wasn't there like he was supposed to be. Your mom wasn't there like she was supposed to be. That your partner, your friends, your family, they wasn't there like they were supposed to be. Don't get so stuck on the vessel. Don't get so stuck on the vessel. Don't get so stuck on that. You have to release it. You have to release it. You want to help somebody. You want to help people heal. You feel like your purpose is to uplift people, to help people prevent the things that you went through. If you really feel like that is your purpose, baby, I'm telling you, when you speak your truth consciously and authentically, that is one of the greatest ways you will help a person. That is one of the greatest ways you will help a person. It's always better when not only do you communicate the lesson, learn from it. Not only do you communicate the wisdom, gain from it, but you communicate the experiences that got you that wisdom. You communicate the experiences that had you learn those lessons. That's what really helps people. That really helps people. But what good is it going to do? What good is it? What good is it if you're going to share these lessons or these quotes and these beautiful phrases to people? Meanwhile, you're still suffering in silence because you're not speaking your truth. You're not speaking that very thing that even got you quoting the quote. You don't want to share that. You're too ashamed about that. And when you do that, and you don't allow yourself the opportunity or the space to have other people judge you, criticize you, persecute you, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. How else are you going to be confident in who you are despite your trauma? How else are you going to get in a place where you are grateful to be you, regardless of the toxic energetic imprints made upon your energy? How else are you going to be able to stand boldly